I'm Amy Backpack, and I'm here to tell you about why cursive writing is important to continue in school. Imagine that you open a history book, walk into a library, or even walk into a museum to see an important document that our forefathers had written, only to realize that you couldn't read it because it was written in cursive. This is a skill that I believe is so important to have. What a shame and a little scary to think that you or someone can't read a set of rules or laws set up to govern our country and our states. Or even something as simple as a letter from your great-grandparents saying how they met and fell in love and your family formed. Today, during our time together, I would like to share the reasons I believe that cursive writing should be taught in homes and schools. Over the last 3 centuries, cursive writing has been written in the United States, brought to us from the Pilgrims, I believe. It's been taught in homes and schools throughout our country for many years. This is a skill that many consider a lost art form, as more than over 40 states have decided to stop teaching cursive writing because it takes too much time. Cursive writing is such a beautiful art form. As the letters each flow into each other, it forms this beautiful work of art. When a student begins to learn cursive writing, it takes very many different steps and important skills in pencil positioning, the proper way you sit, where your arms should be. You need to make sure that your feet are flat on the floor and you're sitting up straight, and that you're holding your pen or pencil in the proper hand. Your middle finger should be having the pencil resting on top of it, and then your pointer and your thumb should be pinching it easily. And as you start to form your letters, you go with a flow, and then you don't pick up your hand until you've finished writing the word. This is a skill that many students do not have anymore because they're starting to they're playing video games, they're texting on their phones, and when they text, the word just pops up. They don't even have to finish it. So even our students aren't even spelling correctly anymore because they're leaving out their vowels, they're leaving out their, and just writing with syllables. These skills are very easy to develop, but our children are struggling with this. Children are losing the ability to even hold a pencil grip the right way, and so they're going into more physical therapy, being able to learn mobilities. In the article, Brain Benefits of Learning to Write in Cursive, it states, when a child learns to write and read in cursive through consistent practice and repetition, he or she must efficiently integrate fine motor skills with visual and tactical processing attributes and abilities. This multi-sensory experience supports cognitive functions and develops cursive writing, and also trains the child and the brain in learning functions. According to Sandy Selfkind, a pediatric occupational therapist and pediatric coordinator for the American Occupational Therapy Association, it's the dexterity, the fluidity, the right amount of pressure to put with a pen and pencil on paper. She also added that for some students, cursive is easier to learn than print. So our pros and our cons. My pros are, it can help children to slow down and focus on their work and on the strokes that they do for each letter and what they're really working on. It helps to strengthen their cognitive modifiability functions. It's an art form, and a person who knows cursive writing can also read historical documents. Another pro is that you can sign your name. Cons are, it takes longer, and schools and parents don't always want them to do it because they would rather them know typing skills. I believe that when a child learns to do cursive writing, it starts to build their self-esteem because it starts to develop, their brain skills are strengthened, they start to develop different other skills. And so they're able to, their self-esteem goes up. My conclusion is, creative writing is not only a skill, but an art form that can bring excitement and joy to someone when they receive a letter that was handwritten to them by a loved one or dear friend. This is a skill that is dying because someone thought it wasn't needed anymore. Well, let's prove them wrong. Why go with the flow when we could be different? If they can bring back high-waisted pants and pagers, we can bring back cursive writing. If for no other reason than to be able to read your grandparents' grocery list, and better yet, a letter from your father to your mother stating how they fell in love.